Peeps, welcome to another vlog. You know, the one thing I've been noticing about COVID-19 is just the amount of responsibility I'm starting to take on. Because as you've noticed, I'm the only one going out to calls, essentially. Now, the interesting thing about that is that today, Dad gets to join me on a job site because there aren't many people around us. We're both going to be wearing masks and making sure that we're nice and safe. And I came to realize, man, you know, I really miss the guy. You know, I haven't seen my dad in many, many weeks now in order to ensure that we're all safe. So it's really nice that he's coming out. The other thing that I've noticed is that because I'm the only one running out to job sites, I'm double checking every fitting before I'm turning on the water. And I'm really spending a lot of time kind of coming to the decision of what to do next, because the last thing that I want is to give the company a bad reputation or to have people say, you know, maybe when Ken's dad gets here, he's going to be able to figure it out. And that's the sort of stress that you end up getting when you're working on your own. So that's the thing about taking on more responsibility. You got to spend more time. You got to be extra sure. You got to double check, triple check. You got to measure twice before cutting once. That's the sort of mentality you have to adopt. But when you finally adopt that mentality and the proper habits with it, you tend to get better and better each and every time, which is crucial in your development as a plumber. And on that note, let's get to work. Let's have a lot of fun. Oh, and by the way, peeps, you know what to do, baby. Let's go do some delicious plumbing.
You and I, we lost our sight. It's all about give and take. I don't wanna see when you're at parties with Ollie and the others. You know I really got along with him and your family. Your ex got jealous. Did we do it right? You know, no. Did we speak from our hearts so we could make it right without a fight? You know, no. Imagine what would happen if we did it right. It got me spinning round, round. 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 I'm standing here in plain sight. Still it doesn't seem like you see me. I hate everything about this night. Doesn't matter what I do can get to you. I don't wanna see when you're at parties with Ollie and the others. You know I really got along with him and your family. Your ex got jealous. Did we do it right? You know, no. Did we speak from our hearts so we could make it right without a fight? You know, no. Imagine what would happen if we did it right. It got me spinning round, round. 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 Why can't we just be honest? Why can't we just be honest? You know, no. Did we speak from our hearts so we could make it right without a fight? You know, no. Imagine what would happen if we did it right. It got me spinning round, round. 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 Why can't we just be honest? Why can't
Peeps, I get the question from time to time, how do you deal with customers that are standing over your shoulder? And what you'll notice is as you take on more responsibilities and get onto job sites on your own, there are more and more opportunities for this sort of thing to happen. And I wanted to give you just some insight that I found throughout my apprenticeship and my career thus far. And I break the type of individuals that watch you down into two different categories. The first category is people that are genuinely interested in what's about to happen. So you find that a lot of people out there have this genuine curiosity of how are we doing this? Like what's the protocol? How do you even engage this problem? And I find those individuals to be actually a lot of fun. What they'll do is they'll pull up a chair, and I welcome that with open arms because they're just like, wow, you have to solder the pipe, or wow, okay, we're gonna break the drywall, then we're gonna get behind the pipe to find the leak or whatever. And it's actually a little bit more playful and a little bit more fun. And I find that there's a lot of conversation that's going back and forth that are really upbeat and interesting. The second type of individual that I find stands over your shoulder is an individual that is really worried about what's about to take place and if you can do what you're supposed to be doing. And what I've noticed throughout my career is if I'm doing something I've done a million times and I feel super comfortable doing it, that really can't shake me because I'm usually so locked into the problem solving and that work that I'm not really paying attention to what they're doing over my shoulder. So as you get more skills and as you get more confidence with the skills that you're doing, it becomes easier and easier as it goes along. I do find, however, that if I'm trying to troubleshoot something or I don't know the answer to the question yet and this person is on me and hounding me and asking me a million questions, it's not only overbearing, it's also interrupting the process I require to figure out the answer to the problem at hand. So it is a little bit too much, if you know what I'm saying. And this is something that happens to this day because guess what? I'm not perfect and I'm still learning things to this very day. And that's how the trade is. There are going to be manifestations of leaks and of problems that you don't encounter till year 7, year 8, and whatever, because it's just that vast of a career. And whenever that happens and I find myself becoming overwhelmed, I excuse myself from the situation at some point just so that I can get some breathing space and lock into the problem and figure out exactly what's going on. And that's something that has helped me in the past. Sometimes I just need to recuperate because there are too many questions being thrown at me at once that I need to just sit down and figure out what the heck's going on with the variables that I have in front of me. I've also had the unfortunate experience of running into a bunch of individuals that notice my age and automatically think that I can't do something and I'm not competent because of it. I don't know what it is about these individuals, but if they don't see wrinkles and gray hair, they automatically think you have no reason to be on their job site. And I wanted to tell you a story about that. A couple of weeks back, I walk into this unit and they have a leak that's happening into the unit below from the water closet. So I lift up their water closet just to see a bunch of water around the flange and around their old gasket. So automatically when you see that, the first typical attempt is to see if it is in fact the seal that's the problem. So I swapped out the seal, I started draining it just to realize that there's still water there. Now check this out. The problem is that you don't know if it's old water that has saturated through the floor from before, or if it's new water and the leak is taking place. So you do need some time for the area to dry off before you can correctly ascertain what's going on in this unit. But the individual in this unit was adamant about making sure my dad was there the next following day. So my dad and I show up, we test the toilet with the exact same brand new gasket that I put on. It's perfectly fine. We flushed it 10 to 15 times. It's looking amazing. To realize everything was fine. And we placed the toilet on and we walked out of that unit, which just goes to show you I did the exact repair that was necessary for this leak to go away. However, it was because my skin wasn't old enough that this individual felt more comfortable with my father walking into this unit. And that's the lesson that I learned and I wish to convey through this camera right here. There's a perfect proverb out there that says there are people out there that get burned by milk, so they even blow on yogurt when they eat it. Which just goes to show you that these individuals have been burned by contractors before. Something happened in the past where it was a contractor or maybe a young contractor that walked in and screwed something up. So because a young plumber walks in and starts doing the job, they get seriously nervous about what's going on because the yogurt looks very similar to the milk. And if there's anything I can tell you, it's this. A lot of times it has nothing to do with you and your competence and your abilities. It has a lot more to do with with those individuals, their scars, and their lack of healing and their lack of growth. So do me a favor, if you felt this experience before, keep your chin up, and for goodness sake, let's keep on doing some delicious plumbing.
You got me spinning.